Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my Paragon Guides series. I am Sylphin, and in this video we are taking a look at the top 5 things that I personally think we need in today's matches. So if you are looking for kind of the top 5 things that that I think you should be doing, this is the video for you. So, it's some of it is stuff that is like pretty particular skills, like something like wards, for example, is my number 3. Oh, and some is just kind of general approaches, general things that you can do. So some are very particular things that you'll be able to use immediately right in your next game, and some of them are things that might take you a while. So right off the bat, I have to plug 2 things. The first thing is, please go, if you want to support the channel, go over to my Amazon wish list and please take a look at that. If you want to really help out the channel, there's a multitude of things that I could certainly use, so please go do that. Also, take a look at the Patreon, my Patreon account, where you can choose to, yeah, help by sponsoring the channel a little bit. Ooh, and it looks like I myself did here. So right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing, the biggest thing that I think that we need in today's matches is positivity and optimism. So in those 2 things particularly are my top 2 things. I always say at the end of my videos now that those 2 things are the most important. Being in the military, I understand what morale and the full effects of morale really are, and boy, do not underestimate morale and having a positive attitude. It is really, 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 really quite important. So you really need to always be positive and optimistic. Now, how are we positive and optimistic? Well, that is kind of up to you. I mean, obviously there are, you know, there is your own unique way of you know, being yourself and being optimistic, being positive. But probably the one thing that's going to affect most of your games is having encouraging communications. Always just being encouraging. If somebody does something wrong, you can say, you know, maybe next time you will get that. I believe in you. Oh, so close. Next time you will nail it. Things like that are absolutely incredibly powerful. And part of being optimistic and positive is also having proactive attitude. You know, be optimistic with how the game is going. Be optimistic with the things that you can do in the game. Don't have a defeatist attitude. That is only self-serving. It's kind of a self-serving prophecy, because if you believe it to be so, it will be. And when it comes to, you know, losing, you don't want to believe it and have that come true. That is not something that you want. So being encouraging whenever you are talking to your teammates, and being optimistic when you are dealing with certain kind of abilities. I don't think this thing now is going to have his way with me at all, but certainly can be careful here. I can knock them up and certainly hurt them a bit. So now that you are positive and optimistic, giving good energy to the rest of your team, really, the next thing is you have to use that in a good way, and you have to respond to the map. You have to respond to the match in a multitude of different ways. One of the main ways you can respond to the match is simply lane developments. Watch what's going on in a lane. Watch what's going on when you are just looking at the minimap. Look what lanes are being pushed up, because chances are you will catch a lane that is pushed up a lot, and if it is pushed up a lot, you will be able to maybe rotate that lane, get a get a tower pick, just staying up to date with where the lanes are at, because the lanes can be pushed into your towers much quicker than you would think. And I think that is actually a pretty serious issue that's happening in today's games, where people actually don't anticipate lanes being pushed up as fast as they are. So people think that those lanes are fine, but actually they are not. And people get caught out. People get or don't get to their tower in time to save it, etc., etc. So just keeping tabs on what happens in the lanes is very, 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 very important. Don't underestimate that for sure. Now, part of this next one goes with the previous tip, but part of it does not. The next one is stay aware. Well, this is the same to responding to the match, but respond to gank opportunities, team fight opportunities. When you're watching the lanes, also watch the enemy heroes. Look for gank opportunities. Look for the chance of a good team fight. You really need to keep a good sense of when the enemy team is going to be doing their thing, stuff like that. So there we go, and this is Feng Mao here. So close, almost got that, but hey, almost got that. So just like that, the Feng Mao did exactly what I am suggesting there. And that is look for gank opportunities. He saw that I was getting really involved there with that Twin Blast. He rotated over exactly that. Look for gank opportunities so that you can secure a kill like that, save a friendly hero, or simply just get that numbers advantage. Very, very important. Look for gank opportunities. Look for team opportunities when you are responding to the map, responding to what is out there on the battlefield. Now, this third tip, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely so huge. Arguably, it should be first. And that is simply just wards. Can you make it so that you grant vision for your team, and that you can, save lives. They really, really do. Wards are so important, ladies and gentlemen, that really they are a must. I'm going to say you have to get a ward. I don't care what build you're doing with what hero, you have to get a ward. There is a ward for everybody. There is no reason why you should not get a ward, ladies and gentlemen. You need a ward. You need an upgraded ward. Get it, because you will certainly have the opportunity here to get it. So, wow, nice gank by that gadget, coming from absolutely nowhere, around the harvester to get me. Again, wards would have saved me there if I put a ward on the harvester side, but that gadget was just very sneaky indeed, putting that ward there, coming around to negate my wards. Otherwise, I would have seen it. Otherwise, I would have seen her come through the jungle there, and I would have survived. So that is exactly the an example there of wards. They save lives. If I had vision there of the left side of that lane, I would have stayed alive. So again, ladies and gentlemen, wards are everything. You have to get a ward in this game. It really is a must. It gets you vision. It enables you to have more information than the enemy team, and information is everything on a strategic game like this on the battlefield. It really is everything. There's just no excuse to not get it. The next advice here, the next tip that I have for you is having a reactive slash synergistic team comp. I see all too often people not necessarily going for a particular, they have one hero in mind, and that is it, and that is the only hero they will play, and they do not react to their allies' team picks in draft mode. React to those picks, enable your friendly team to have a good team composition, and pick accordingly. First pick obviously has free choice, really, but other than that, react to what the enemy, to what your team has, so that you can actually have a good team composition that. Ooh, looks like there's a team fight here. I probably shouldn't be going back here. So let's see. It's going to be a 3v4. So let's see here. Let's do this all in there. Not really sure what exactly I'll be able to do here, but we'll stick around. Missed that one. Alrighty. So yeah, I definitely have to retreat here and spend these 9-card power. So part of the whole reactive synergistic team comps is you need a willingness to play different heroes. That is why it's always a good idea to get as many heroes as you can to level 3, not only for those card packs, but also just for experience with all of those different characters, so that you know the enemy that you're going to come up against, and you know what to expect when you might have to play them. So there's always that. Another part is you need to consider good counters to what the enemy picks in terms of heroes. So react to what, react to the good team composition of the enemy with your own. So pick good counters that you think would work really well against the enemy team. That will really, really help with dealing with some of the enemy yeah. So here, let's kind of knock at this gadget here. Let's see, trying to get her good. It looks like I'm dead, so do that, throw that out there. Looks like, yeah, that guard is really helping keep alive there. Did get my ultimate off and my right click there on that twin blast, so hey, that did help. But yes, you need to consider good counters to the enemy team, and also fitting into your team's strengths. So not only do you need to, kind of counter the enemy, but you also have to pick a synergistic team comp that really works well with the hero's strengths. There it is. Always that you really need to consider as well. So this is a good as time as any to talk about proper team fight. So I'm actually going to, yeah. So it looked like the enemy team was going to team fight there in the team fight over there in the left lane, but now let's see what we can do here. So proper team fighting strategies. You need to take into account what is going to happen. So I'm being very, very risky here, and oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go here. So oh, okay, well I didn't get to showcase anything. Okay, just running around with my head chopped off. So that worked out really quite well. So here is a team fight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get down to business. Baboomy, focusing the casters and the DPS first. There is the gadget and the twin blast. Now we clean up the leftovers with the tank. That is basically just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually going to I'm gonna go on my way right. Hopefully I can get to this inhibitor in time, but it looks like that Decker was actually heading over there, so I should have noticed that. So there was a successful team fight, ladies and gentlemen, focusing the DPS first. We engaged that one pretty hard because that, just because, yeah, we were able to get 2 supports take out a Feng Mao. Let's see. Probably. Let's see here. Oh, I did get him. Oh, no ultimate though. Let's see if I can catch up to him. Let's see. He does see me. Let's see if I can chase him all the way here. Let's see if I'm going to be kind of crazy here. There we go. Boom! Execution style. So, yeah, kind of the only team fights you really need to kind of have a good sense. You really need a good sense of how the game is, how your team is working together. What really should happen is you focus down squishy targets first, really. Those are often the ones that are the damage dealers, or you'd go for the damage dealers first. That's how most MOBAs are. You can't really be doing damage and be crazy tanky at the same time. Just with how it is, really. So that's pretty much it, really. You focus the DPS, squishy targets. You, if you're a tank, you are trying to use, if it's a really hard engage and you are kind of like you are the dominant force of, you know, in the team fights, then usually if you are the aggressor, the very strong engaging side, you are going to be the one, as a tank at least, to use your CC, use your crowd control, kind of dictate to your team who exactly is going to die. Once you use those CC abilities, usually by that kind of secures the kill against somebody, and then that you can kind of snowball off of. If you are kind of the defending, if you're kind of the defending team, or if you're just caught out in a bad position, what you can do actually is basically use your CC as a tank. Use your tank to peel for your damage dealers. You enable them to do their thing, and with that you kind of allow them to to stay alive, really. So right here, see that Decker is kind of peeling for me. Let's use these. Let's use all of our abilities now, but this, ooh, I didn't actually go quite too well here. There's that, ooh, thank you very much. We're gonna do this here, try to, ooh, knock somebody up here. Oh, but that Grux is so squishy. I don't think I can kill him at all, so yeah, I don't think my ultimate will peel through all of that tankiness. And we win by the skin of our teeth, literally. Just proper team fighting strategy, really, you need to know your role and how to execute that role. We talked about tanks and kind of what to do if you're the aggressor team and the defending team. You just need to really understand your role and know how to execute that. So look up videos, look up guides on how you on how to be a successful tank, on how to be a successful carry, as support. Look that up and learn yourself how to be a successful whatever you are playing, really. You need to know your role and how to execute it. Next, you need to play safe yet decisive. There's always a tendency to overextend. You know, chase an enemy that really doesn't need to be chased, and then subsequently you die and you don't secure the kill anyways. There's usually a tendency to overextend, play a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too just not safe enough. So play safe, but be decisive. If you are going to engage, if you're going to do it hard, do it. Be aggressive. Be decisive. That's what I mean. Play it safe yet decisive. If you are going to, you know, crowd control the snot out of that one carry on the enemy team and go for that pick, and they're in that team fight, go for it. Go for it. If you are a DPS and you see that your steel is ulting right in there, and he's really going for that twin blast, just like our steel did, go as a DPS. Go for that twin blast. You know, playing it safe yet decisive. The steel, you play it safe until that's the moment. Use the ultimate. Go in. Be decisive. So really, we talked a little bit more specifics there, but really you just need to know your role and know how to execute it. Look it up, ask online, watch videos, really just having to get a good sense of what your role is. So there are my 5 things that we need in today's matches. Positivity and optimism goes a it goes a long way to creating a good gaming experience, period, which is why we do this, but also it helps with performance in absolutely every way. So it's really, really undervalued. Respond to the match, respond to what's happening in the lanes. You know, go there, defend that tower, even though it's the enemy's not really all that close. Go. Respond to the match, respond to good gank and team fight opportunities. Wards have to get a ward. You must get a ward. Have to get a ward. There's one for everybody. There's one that works well in the late game. Get it for your build. Get that ward and keep it. I'm not even going to say any exceptions to that. Be a reactive and synergistic team comp picker. Be open to picking heroes that complement your team, but also counter the enemy's picks. You need to have that balance, to have those good games. You will enjoy it when your team composition works together and you can conquer the enemy team just by good team picks. You will enjoy it. Please do that. And the last one, proper team fighting strategy. Know your role and know how to execute it and look it up and learn that better. Play safe, yet decisive. Don't overextend, play it safe, but when you do your thing, do it decisively. Go for it. Do it. Safely, but decisively. There's my 5 tips that we need in today's matches. Sorry for the video, it wasn't really all the good of good commentary, but it's late at night and I can't speak, so there you go. Please like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, share it with the community, and of course subscribe. If you like this content, found it useful, please hit that subscribe button so I can do it for you later in the future. Until next time, like always, stay positive and optimistic.